In this section, we're going to talk about the settings interface in Windows 11. There's a few different ways to get to this interface. The first one is off the Start menu. I can click on the gear icon and go to Settings. That'll pull up the System settings, but also give me a menu on the left-hand side to look at other settings. I can also get to that exact interface a different way. Typically off the Start menu, I just type in Settings, and that'll give me the option for the Settings app, which takes me to the exact same place I was before. The third way to get to some of these settings is off the Start menu. Type in a phrase that deals with the specific setting we're looking for. For example, storage. So if I type in storage, it gives me the option to go specifically to the storage settings. And when I click on that, I get into the settings interface, but not the top level system page I was at before. Instead, it took me deeper into the settings. So again, off the Start menu, click on the gear icon. That takes me to the top level of the settings interface. In here, we can administer a wide variety of items dealing with the configuration of the PC. And although the interface is different, the functionality is very similar to control panels. Remember, we had control panels in Windows 7 and Windows 8. Actually, those control panels still exist in Windows 11. And here in the search box, if I type in control panel, I will be given an option where I can go to control panels, very similar to what we had in Windows 7 and Windows 8. But in Windows 11, we prefer to use the settings area. It has a few additional features, and according to Microsoft, it's easier to use. So for each of these top-level items down the left-hand menu, I can click on one, for example, Network and Internet, and it'll take me to an interface that provides more detail. Most of the interfaces are very similar, with a left-hand menu that allows me to select subcategories and a right-hand panel where we perform most of our actions. Many of these items on the right can be expanded down further to give us additional information and expose additional controls. One thing you may not notice at first, in the very upper left-hand corner, there is a back button. So right now I'm in Network and Internet in the subsection of Ethernet. If I click back, I go back up to Network and Internet. If I click back again, I go to the top level system. So upper left-hand corner, there's a little arrow pointed to the left, and that will take us back or one level higher. In the upcoming sections, I'll be looking at some areas of Windows settings that do some interesting things, and really throughout the course, we're going to be going back and forth with various options in the Windows setting app. In this section, we're going to talk about Windows Tools. So off the Start menu, I'll type in Windows Tools, and I'll see an option for an app called Windows Tools. I'll click on that. And when I open this, we see it is basically a toolbox, a collection of tools that Windows administrators commonly use. Each of these individual tools has existed in previous versions of Windows. However, having them all grouped together like this in a single interface is new in Windows 11. So many of the things I use on a daily basis, such as Command Prompt, Computer Manager, Event Viewer, the Firewall Control Panel, and some of the different PowerShell interfaces, all of those are very conveniently grouped together here for me, whereas in previous versions of Windows, I had to go looking for these. This kind of looks like my old desktop. In Windows 10, I had a shortcut for almost every one of these items on my desktop. So I'm very happy that in Windows 11, I don't have to clutter up my desktop with that. And instead, I can have all of these things grouped together under Windows Tools. So it's something I recommend getting into the habit of using. It's not necessary because every single one of these things can be accessed through a different interface. So this doesn't provide any new functionality. It just takes existing functionality and makes it more convenient, more easy to find. There's a few oddball things in here. I don't work with Windows Fax and Scan very much anymore, haven't in a long time, and I try to avoid dealing with printers as much as possible. But other than that, almost everything in here is a good tool that a Windows administrator would be using on almost a daily basis. In this section, I'd like to talk about creating a system image backup in Windows 11. And the tool for this is one of the few that we don't access through the settings menu. Instead, off the start menu, I'll type in Control Panel and open up the Control Panel app. In there, I'm looking for the one that says Backup and Restore Windows 7. So this is actually a utility that was first introduced in Windows 7 and has been carried forward into Windows 11. I'll click on that, and in the menu to the left, I have the choice for Create a System Image. When I click on that, I'm given a dialog box entitled Create a System Image. It's asking me where I would like to save that backup to, and my choices are a hard drive, and notice the C drive is not going to be a choice. You'll need a second drive in your computer to back up to a hard drive. We also have the choice for one or more DVDs or a network location. I'm going to go with on a hard drive and click Next. It's saying this could take up to 29 gigabytes of disk space. The number you see on the screen might be a little different depending on how large the drive is that you're backing up. And it's clarifying that it's going to back up the system partition, the C drive, and the Windows Recovery Environment System. So I'll go ahead and click Start Backup. And this may take a while depending on how fast your hard drive is. There's not a whole lot you need to do other than watch the progress bar go across the screen. The backup that will be created, a system image, is important if your computer ever crashes and then won't reboot. You may need to restore from a system image, which will put the computer back into a state that it was at the time the image was taken, as far as all of the operating system settings and all of the applications you have installed. You will not be able to choose which items are restored. So when you go to restore this, you will have to restore everything. There's no possibility of choosing to restore items individually. And here it's prompting me to create a system repair disk. And that is an external disk that can be used to boot your computer in case it becomes unbootable. In general, this is a good idea. I actually don't have a floppy drive or DVD drive or anything connected to this virtual machine. I'll go ahead and click Yes. And it says, because you do not have a DVD burner connected, you can't do this. But on a physical machine, it is often a good idea to do this, to create a disk that you could use to boot your Windows 11 PC should it ever become damaged and is unable to boot off the hard drive. In this section, I'd like to talk about working with widgets in Windows 11. So off the Start menu, I'll type in Widgets. And the only option I get is Control Visibility of the Widget button on the taskbar. I'll click on that, and I will turn the widgets on. You'll notice when I did that, an icon appeared on the lower left, actually where the Start menu used to be in Windows 10. We had the Start menu on the left. In Windows 11, Start menu has been moved to the middle, and to the left we have the Widget button. So when I click on that, I get some various information. In the upper right, I can click on a button for Add Widgets, where I could add additional widgets if I wanted to, such as traffic or entertainment. Then I'll close that, and now we see the traffic widget has appeared. For all of the widgets, there is a menu that's a little tricky to find. In the upper right, there is 3 dots. So if we click on those 3 dots, we can customize the widget. And you could choose your favorite sports teams here. Going back to the interface where I added the widget, again, that was in the upper right. I clicked on the plus sign. So for example, the family safety widget has been added. I cannot use this interface to deselect it. I can't use this interface to remove that widget. In order to remove a widget, I'll need to close out of this interface, go to the individual widget, click on More Options, and then click Unpin. That will remove the widget for me. So these are fun little things in Windows 11, for the most part providing information with entertainment value, not necessarily information we need to operate the computer, but I did want to demonstrate them briefly because I think they're fun.